Chapter 10. Captured. Mary led the way through the night to the quarry. A gang of men was unloading 2 lorries. Granger and Millington were in charge. The lorries were stacked with boxes of cigarettes, nylon stockings, perfume, and lots of other things which could be sold on the black market. The boxes were being carried up the tunnel into the cellars of Westbourne Hall. "So they're not spies," Dennis moaned. "Just crooks," said Polly. Polly, Norman and Dennis were disappointed at first, but Mary was as determined as ever. "It's still against the law," she said. "They can still go to prison." Mary was right. Granger and Millington were just as bad as spies, really. They couldn't let them get away with it. They had to catch them. "We've got to telephone the police," said Norman. "We'll do it from the hall," said Mary. "There's nobody there at the moment." But as they set off for the hall, Polly tripped and hurt her ankle. "You and Dennis stay here," Norman told her. "I'll go with Mary to telephone." Norman and Mary ran through the woods to Westbourne Hall. The telephone was in the dining room. Mary grabbed it, but before she could call the police, Millington appeared. "Put that telephone down," she ordered. "No," said Mary. "I'm not doing anything else you say." She threw the telephone at Millington. Millington fell backwards. The children ran to the front door, but it was locked. There was no way out. Granger and Millington were behind them. They were trapped. Back at the quarry, Polly and Dennis were worried. Mary and Norman had been away a long time. "Something's wrong," said Polly. "They should be back by now." Dennis was looking down into the quarry. Suddenly, he saw Norman and Mary being marched out of the tunnel by Granger and Millington. Granger shut them inside an old shed. But before he could get on with unloading, Millington grabbed his arm. "Those kids know too much," she said. "We've got to deal with them." "No," said Granger. "Nobody gets hurt." "There's no other way. And it'll look like an accident," Millington told him. "Later," said Granger. Polly and Dennis had to do something. Polly tried to walk to the telephone box while Dennis climbed down into the quarry. But Polly had only gone a short distance when Vivian Belling stepped out in front of her. "You really are a bit of a nuisance," said Belling. Polly jumped at her. "And you're a dirty, rotten spy!" she yelled. The next moment, Mike Johnson grabbed hold of Polly. "Polly, it's okay," he said. Vivian Belling wasn't a spy after all. She was just trying to catch Granger and the black marketeers. "Where are Norman and Mary?" Mike asked. "They got caught," said Polly. "Let's get in there. Top speed," shouted Mike. Jeeps full of soldiers and a police car roared into the quarry. Granger and Millington were caught. It was all over. It was all over for Norman and Dennis as well. When their parents heard what had happened, they decided it was safer in the city after all. Only Mary stayed on, living with Polly and Amy at Wells Farm. Norman waved goodbye for the last time. It was a funny feeling. It was true, he was going home. But in a strange way, he was leaving home as well.
Last night, 10:30, Jerry planes were here again, dropping bombs on the town. Lots of buildings tumbled down. So now it's no lie, we set off to catch a spy, hiding out night and day. We won't let him get away. Here now, keeping watching. Spywatch.